Hello, friends. Welcome to Miraculous Animal Rescue, Tales of Saves, Wild and Brave. Can you imagine, in the heart of a snow-covered forest, where life seems to slumber under the icy white blanket, a poor creature struggles between life and death. This wasn't just any deer. Its entire body was crawling with millions of parasitic bees, turning it into a grotesque mixture of life and death. And then, a group of heroes appeared. The rescue began, breathless, painful, and touching the hearts of millions. That morning, a team from the Wildlife Rescue Center received an urgent call from a hunter accompanied by his dog. While following tracks in the snowy woods, the dog suddenly stopped, barking furiously at something ahead. The hunter stepped closer and froze. He saw a creature resembling a corpse, lying still in the snow, its body moving in strange, unsettling ways, as if it were crawling. After nearly 2 hours of trekking through sub-zero temperatures, the rescue team finally reached the scene. They held their breath at the sight. A deer collapsed by a frozen stream, but its entire body was covered in tiny, writhing, parasitic bees. They weren't just clinging to its skin. They had burrowed into its ears, its nose, laying eggs inside open wounds. Bulging, living hives disfigured its flesh, making its skin swell and ooze blood. It couldn't stand, couldn't even flinch, just lay there with trembling eyes as if begging for help. One of the team members, a young woman named Lena, whispered, "We can't leave it like this." And so, they didn't wait. They pitched a tent right there in the snowy woods, launching the rescue operation under harsh conditions. Wearing protective gear, using special biological solutions and tweezers, they began removing the parasites, one by one, as gently as peeling away layers of pain. But it wasn't easy. The deer's skin was already eroded. Blood dripped onto the snow, leaving haunting red trails. Their hands were numb from the cold, backs aching from bending over, but no one stopped. After 3 exhausting hours, their strength was nearly gone, and then the bees began to fight back. One team member was almost stung in the neck and had to retreat. Lena broke down in tears. She turned and said, "I'm not leaving as long as it's still breathing." She continued, quietly and tearfully, removing the bees one by one. Finally, after more than 5 relentless hours, the deer's body was completely clean. But it was too weak to move. It only breathed faintly. They built a makeshift rescue station right there in the snow. With thermal blankets, IV fluids, and antiseptics, they treated every wound. No one slept. The team took turns watching over it throughout the night, because they knew if they looked away for even a moment, the deer might not make it. Its fragile life was hanging by a thread in the freezing wilderness. 1 week passed, and then a miracle happened. In the video they recorded, while snow still gently fell, the deer slowly stood up, wobbling, trembling. But it stood tall. The team was speechless. There was a moment of complete silence, and then the deer turned its head. It looked back at them, as if to say, "Thank you." No sound, not a single cry, just a look, and it brought tears to millions of eyes. The video went viral, gaining over 12 million views in just 3 days. People were deeply moved, overwhelmed, and many could not believe such a miracle could be real. Thousands of comments poured in. "I've never cried over an animal until today." Sometimes one small creature can change the way we see the world. A major wildlife conservation organization donated new equipment to the rescue team. Hundreds of volunteers signed up, all inspired by that one desperate gaze in the snow. The deer was released back into the wild. It became a living symbol of the power of compassion. This story reminds us you don't need to save the entire world, but to one small creature. Your act of kindness is the whole world. Every small action creates a ripple. Stand with the voiceless, because nature cannot speak, but we can. Protecting wildlife isn't a choice, it's a responsibility. Don't wait until the cries go silent to take action. If this journey moved you, please like, leave a comment, and subscribe to our channel so you won't miss the next rescue story. Every share from you is a spark of hope for the next life waiting to be saved. Thank you for watching. Let's act together for a world where every living being has the right to live, to heal, and to be loved.